Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to learn the topic called as Exempt Goods and Services under the subject Goods and Service Tax, also known as Indirect Tax. Now, from this particular topic, that is exempt goods and service, we will be able to solve problems based on taxable and non-taxable goods and service, which comes in your paper. Okay, so we are going to first note down an entire list of all the exempted goods and services, and thereafter we will be solving some based on taxable and non-taxable goods and service. A very important topic for the exam point of view for all the TYBMS M6 student. Okay, so first let us see which are the exempted goods, and thereafter we will be seeing which are the exempted services. Okay, under GST. So yeah, this is a list of all the goods which are not subjected to GST. Number one, live animals. So all the types of animals, they do not come under GST excluding horse. Meat, egg, honey, milk, or any other edible product from animal exempted. Human hair, semen including the frozen semen exempted. Live tree, edible vegetable, fruits, nuts, coffee, leaves, oilseed including betel nut, they are exempted. Lac, gum and other non-edible extract from the plants, they are exempted. Sugar, jaggery, puffed rice, flat rice, papad, all breads except the pizza bread. Prasads which are supplied at religious places, beverages, vinegar, water, residue waste from the food industry using for making animal fodder. So basically anything which is related to nature, agricultural product, animal husbandry. Okay, all that is all exempted. Salt, earth, stone, plastering material, lime and cement exempted. Pharmaceutical product like human blood, surgical equipments, essential cosmetic like kumkum, bindi, sindoor, plastic bangles, glass bangles, they are again all exempted. Rubber article, wood articles, fibers made of silk, wool, cotton, coconut, jute, agricultural equipment, homemade music instruments, and slate of the pencil or the chalk. Okay, so anything which is from the nature, basically, okay, goods which you're getting from the nature, okay, without being processed too much. Okay, all those goods are exempted from GST or they are not subject to GST. Okay, so basically they will all be your non-taxable goods. So under goods, these are the things which you need to keep in mind. Okay, you all can take a screenshot of it or you can just note it down and keep in mind. Now let us check the service. Now service is a little lengthier. Okay, a lot of things are there which we need to keep in mind. Simple, but you need to keep all those things in mind. Okay, services which are not subject to GST. Number one, we have charitable activity. Anything for charity not to be considered. Any service except work contract which are provided to central government, state government, union territory, local authority. So any service which you are providing to the government exempted. Any service given by central government, state, union, or so again any service if you are given by central government, state government, any government activity exempted. Services of Department of Indian Postal Service, excluding speed post, express parcel, life insurance post, and by aircraft. Now, always remember services which are available for the mass population, that will all be exempted. But which are luxury, okay, like speed post, express parcel, these are basically a luxury kind of service, okay, first class service. So all that becomes taxable. Services associated with transit cargo to Nepal and Bhutan, again, they are exempted. Grants given by central or state government exempted. Supply of service by construction company for pure labor, okay, under any government scheme is exempted. Service of contractor pure labor build to build a single residential unit exempted. It's not for commercial. Anything which is for residential exempted. Renting a house for residential dwelling is exempted. Renting a religious place for religious ceremony charges for which are less than 10,000 per day. So if any place is there which you are giving it for renting, the price of the renting is less than 10,000 per day, it is exempted. Services of hotel, guest house in Dharmashala where charges are less than 1,000 a day. If the charges are less than 1,000 a day, it is exempted. If it is more than 1,000, it will be taxable. Okay. Next, service of transport of passenger by air flight starting from or ending at the airport which are located at Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Sikkim and Bagdora Airport in West Bengal. So if you have any airlines which are passenger which are transporting from any of these airport or to this particular airport, okay, to and fro, they are exempted from GST. Service of transport of passenger or goods by railway, excluding the first class and the AC. First class and AC where there is tax, but other than that, second class, third class where there won't be any GST. Service of metro, monorail, tramway, inland waterways is exempted. Meter cab and rickshaw exempted except Ola and Uber because they are private services. Services of road, rail or ship transport for transportation of following goods: relief material, newspaper, agricultural, milk, salt, food grain. All if you're transporting any of these material, you don't have to pay GST. Service of giving transport vehicle on hire meant to carry more than 12 passengers. Okay, so if it is more than 12 passenger and you are giving any transportation for service, it doesn't come under the purview of GST. Next, toll charges. Okay, because toll itself is a tax, so you cannot have another tax over another tax. Distribution of electricity, services by RBI, IRDA, SEBI, charges for debit card, credit card, whether transactions are less than 2000, no GST. Above that, yes. Insurance service under government scheme like Jan Arogya Bima Policy, Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Policy, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, any government policy which are there on insurance will be exempted. Next, service of reinsurance, service of transfer of rights in flats after receiving the certificate of completion doesn't have any GST. Any service by way of veterinary clinic exempted. Collecting and providing news by independent journal and press trust exempted. Service of public library, sponsorship sports event organized by legal sports authority like BCCI, okay, or FIFA. All if these organizations, okay, legal authority, if they are organizing any events, sponsorship on that no GST. Slaughtering of animals when there won't be any. Service by foreign diplomatic mission, that is for visa, there is nothing. Service by specific organizing in respect of religious pilgrimage facility to Hajj, Mansaro Yatra, Amarnath Yatra, all those services, there won't be any GST. Service provided by education institution to the student, teacher and staff, that is food, transport, supplying study material, on that no GST. Service of coach, umpire, referee provided by any recognized sports body, no, it is exempted. Service of cord or blood bank exempted. Artist in music, dance, acting, where charges of such services are less than 1,50,000 rupees. If it is less than 1,50,000, no GST. Above 1,50,000, yes, GST will be there. Service of allowing entry to museum, national park, zoo, protected monuments exempted. Service of training or coaching for any recreational activity, teaching, dancing, sports, yoga, drawing, sculpture, all that is exempted. Service of allowing entry to circus, sports event, award function, planetarium, where ticket charges are less than 500. Entertainment ke liye, if you want to go any of these places where if it is less than 500, no GST. If it is above, yes, GST will be added. And lastly, services by way of public convenience, that is use of bathroom, public bathroom, public toilets, all that is exempted from GST. Okay. So I hope everyone have understood this. See, these are basically the list which you'll need to go through it. Okay. Now, based on this, we will be taking up couple of sum to understand how you need to solve the sum based on these exempted lists, how it will be useful in solving taxable and non-taxable based sum. Okay. Let us see a couple of sum in order to solve taxable and non-taxable variant. Okay, from the following, for November 2018, calculate the value of taxable and non-taxable services, assuming that goods and services are service tax is not included in the. I mean, the GST is not there in the amount; it's exclusive. So basically, here you need to just. This is one of the most simplest sum. Okay, the list is given. You just have to segregate which of them are taxable and which of them are not taxable. Okay, and then later on just you need to add it and get the taxable and non-taxable value. Okay, so the columns will be very simple. Okay, particular serial number, particulars, just note down all those list however it is given and make two columns: taxable, non-taxable. Okay, now number one, rent received from factory building. Now remember, factory building, if you're getting rent, it is a taxable because factory is commercial. Commercial will always be taxable. So we'll have to just put the amount in the taxable column. Rent received from agricultural plot. Agriculture doesn't come under the purview. It is exempted, so non-taxable. Let out, a house is let out for residential purpose. Again, if you're staying in a house for residential purpose, okay, on that GST is not applicable. It's not taxable. But if it was for commercial, it would have been taxable. Okay, since it is for residential, non-taxable. Interest earned on loan. Banking service clear. Always remember only debit card, credit card. The service is what they provide. Okay, on that GST is applicable, but whatever you are, whatever you are getting extra, on that there will never be any GST. So interest earned on loan will not fetch any GST. Okay, how loan was a service which the bank was giving. So if on loan, if GST is applicable, okay, then it is okay, but not on the interest. Okay, interest penalties, these are, they don't catch any GST. Sale and purchase of forward contract. Now, forward contract is security. Securities do not come under the purview of the definition of goods. So, since it is not a, it doesn't come under goods, it is non-taxable. Coaching to student of IIM exam. Yes, coaching, it is private. Okay, it is taxable. Development and design of software. Now, software is IT based. Okay, anything which is software IT related service, it is purely taxable. Next, express parcel post service. See, normal post service is exempted, but express parcel, okay, it is like an luxury service that you have demanded. So anything which is luxurious, okay, it will be taxable. Collection of electricity bill, yes, it is a service when being provided, so yes, it is taxable. Implementation of software, again, software is IT related. As I told you, anything which is IT related will be completely taxable. That's it. After noting taxable and non-taxable, you just have to remove the totals. So total will be 23 lakhs on the taxable, 22 lakh 90,000 on the non-taxable side. This is it. This is 15 mark. Very simple. You just have to note it down those values and just get those values. And they haven't told you anything related to tax. Okay, if they would have told you, chalo, if you want to find, see, you're saying assuming that goods and services is not included in the amount, and they haven't told us ki, what is the taxable, non-taxable ka GST. So we just got the sum done here. If they would have asked you calculate the tax also, so on these total values, you just have to take 18% GST, okay, whatever is the rate given, otherwise directly 18% GST on these amount. Okay, so this was the very first question, question number. Okay. Now, question number 3A. Mr. Arvind gives you the following information of his transaction for November 2017. It was 15 mark sum. Now, remember, whenever they give you this list, okay, list of all transaction, it is based on, calculation of taxable and non-taxable value of goods and services. Also, you should remember the exempted list. Okay, what are the things which are exempted from GST? What are the things on which GST is not payable, and what are the things on which GST is payable? That is all you have to remember. So now, see, very simple trick to remember this is anything related to government exempted, anything related to raw material, that is agricultural raw material, exempted. Okay, residential purpose के लिए anything is given, no tax. If it is commercial, yes, taxable. Okay, for hotels and all, if the tariff of the room is less than 1,000, no tax. If it is above 1,000, you have to pay tax. Okay, so anything which is government based, residential based, agricultural based, you don't have to pay tax on that. But other than that, if it is purely based on commercial services or commercial, anything related to commercial where you're giving some service, on that GST will be applicable. Okay, so they are giving you particulars. They are giving you for hotel rooms, house are let out for individuals for residential purpose, placement service, renting of agricultural vacant land, storage, building. A lot of things are given. They are giving you a lot of transaction. After that, they told you as per the provision related to goods and service tax, classify the above item as taxable or non-taxable and calculate the value of taxable services assuming that goods and services not included in the above amount and the applicable rate of GST was 18%. Okay, so now see, very simple to solve. What we'll do now here is we'll have to make two columns. We'll have to note down these particular as it is and two more column taxable and non-taxable. Okay, and then whatever value you will get for taxable ka total on that, you'll have to remove the GST at 18%. Okay, so now what I'm going to do on the next slide, I'm noting down all these particular as it is. Okay, So we have noted on all those 13 particulars as it is. Okay, two columns, taxable and non-taxable. The amounts are directly taken. Okay, so now we'll just have to see, have to just understand to figure out whether it is taxable or non-taxable. Amounts can be written directly from the question. Okay, first it was for hotel rooms, declared tariff per day is 1200. Now, as I told you, the rule is if the tariff of a room of a hotel or a lodge or anything is less than 1000, you don't have to pay tax. If it is more than 1000, then it will be purely taxable. So the for hotel room where the tariff is more than per day is 1200, it is fully taxable. So whatever is the amount given in the question, that full thing will come under taxable column. No calculation there. Okay, you just have to put it amount whether it is taxable or non-taxable. Next, house are let out to individual for residential purpose. As I told you, residential and nothing related to commercial, the entire amount will be non-taxable. Next, placement service. Now, placement service is basically an activity which is performed to earn money. Okay, it is a commercial activity. So whatever is the value given to us in the question, the entire amount will be taxable. Renting of agricultural vacant land for horse rearing or rearing of horses. Now remember, for all animal husbandry, agriculture, everything is exempted except horse rearing, because horse rearing considered to be a very luxurious activity. Okay, anything which is luxurious is taxable. So the entire amount is taxable. Storage and warehousing of agricultural produce, anything related to agricultural is exempted or tax free or no tax on this, so it's non-taxable. Building was let out to Vidya Prasharak School. Now, this is government based school. Anything which is government related, it is exempted. So, non taxable. Teaching and recreational activity relating to culture. Again, cultural stuff, traditional, cultural, on that GST cannot be applicable. So, non taxable. Royalty from authorship of books. Now, if you have written some book and if you're going to publish it, you're going to get some royalty on it. It is a commercial activity. The amount will be taxable. Margin earned from trading in derivatives. Remember, equity share, derivative, futures, options, these are securities. Securities do not come under the purview of goods. If it does not come under the purview of goods, meaning it cannot come under GST, so this entire amount will be non-taxable. Coaching and private coaching classes for college student, private, yes, commercial, so it is taxable. Consultancy given in relation to cultivation of mango, anything related to cultivation of agricultural produce, on that GST cannot be applicable. So non-taxable, though it is a consultancy amount, but still it won't be because it's agricultural based. Next, performing in television serial, it is an commercial activity. Okay, it is a professional activity. It is completely taxable. Last, services by way of public convenience, such as provision for facilities of washroom. So anything related to mass population, publicly, if you're making anything which is, basically non-taxable. Okay, anything related to washroom or sanitary, anything related to sanitization, anything is non-taxable. Okay, so very simple. You just have to note down those particulars. Two column taxable, non-taxable. Now we total it up. So the taxable ka total comes up to 14 lakh 10,000. Non-taxable ka comes up to 15 lakh 70,000. Now they told you to calculate the value of tax at 18% GST. So it will be 9% CGST, 9% SGST only for taxable value, not for the non-taxable part. So 14 lakh 10,000 into 9%, we got those value. So when you add up, you get the total GST as 2,53,800. That's the total tax that has to be paid. So this is how you all had to solve the first question from that question number 3, okay, which was based on taxable and non-taxable, based on the exemption rule. Okay, very simple. I hope everyone have understood it. Okay, chalo. I hope everyone have understood both these questions. Chalo, with that, we will be ending this video here. Thank you.